Hey there, today we have another video and finally we're doing a food dish and beer pairing. And so what do we have here? This is Katie's recipe. It's sort of like a chicken fettuccine alfredo, but there's no cheese in it. But it's a cream-based sauce. It's got mushroom, garlic, onion, spinach, and then it's got a pan-seared chicken breast, a little bit of white wine, butter, cream. So really nice dish. What we have here is Cigar City's High Life IPA, and then we also have Boulevard's Tank 7. So I find this to be everything I try to match on a 5-point scale. Intensity is the most important thing that you want to match in food and beer pairing. This I would call a sort of 4 out of 5, moderate plus intensity. The chicken itself is obviously pretty light, but you're adding the cream, the garlic, the butter, all that. Like, you know, it's not all the way full intensity, but it's a moderate plus intensity dish. And then these are 2 moderate plus intensity beers. Elevated alcohol, you get the hoppiness here, you get the hoppiness and the yeast character. So let's dig into this dish. Let's try it out. Let's just do just the chicken and some sauce. All right, let's see what we grab. Really nice, creamy. A little bit of the herbaceous quality, like the vegetable quality from the spinach. A little bit of the white wine tannic note. By the way, it's very simple seasoning here, just salt and pepper. So no actual herbs or anything. So that's sort of, you know, I think that would probably play into the pairings and, like, you know, offer more there. But yeah, oh, you get a little bit of this kind of like umami, kind of like earthy mushroomy thing too. So it's really nice. Really nice. Real nice sweetness in there too from the sauce. So. So there's not much cutting in this dish, and that's what this beer does. It really accentuates the orangey quality. I mean, this is already very orangey beer. This specifically High Life, I just got constant notes of like rich tangerine, clementine, like big orangey qualities. It does emphasize this kind of piney bitterness that the beer has too. So without the herbs here, it offers a nice contrast to the dish, offering some herbal elements. The cut is really nice. So this both the citrusy qualities and the bitterness really contrast and cut into the creaminess of the dish and the richness of the cream. So really quite nice. So and then I guess the contrast would be the fruitiness versus the kind of the earthy and the vegetable elements of the spinach and the mushrooms. So you get, you know, an added layer of complexity here. The malt plays quite nice too. The malt sort of pops because you just get sort of like a plain chicken. I think with the spaghetti, it also plays quite nicely. And then you get it like an extra layer. So extra layer complementing malt on top of what you have here. So let's try the Saison with it. See some sauce. Haven't had it with the fettuccine yet, but we'll try. Ooh, that's a really nice pairing. Holy moly. So, yeah, that's really good. Whoa, okay. Step aside, High Life. I don't even know where to start. First initial thing that I noticed is that this seems to have like a density to it because of the crystal malt. This one just has like carbonation. It opens you up, just like clean. It just has this like wonderful prickly light Belgian carbonation to, or moderate plus to high Belgian carbonation to it. So it really cuts into everything, all those like nooks and crannies. It just like completely washes away and cuts into the creaminess. So big cuts here. The other thing is that this thing has like, probably not the freshest bottle I've had. I mean, it's best by 2 more months. So, but it's been sitting on a warm shelf for 4 months. So, but still pretty good. Yeah, it sort of tastes a little bit of that kind of like, what do you call it? Like brown, slightly brown oxidized note. But yeah, nice kind of like pear esters here. The bitterness is actually like pretty pleasant. It's a relatively bitter Saison. And it actually really has like a really nice washing away kind of like alcohol to it, because this is elevated in alcohol. It's 8.5, but you really don't taste it. And I'm digging back in. That was a really fun kind of like first experience on the pairing. pretty light on the phenols too. I want to say on that beer. And we're actually going to use a pasta now. So what happens is that the sweetness of this beer is really accentuated. It's a very dry beer, but the malt ends up coming in and sort of playing with that creamy sauce. And then it also, I guess, sort of like this beer, offers another layer on top of the wheat noodle, or fettuccine. There's a malt flavor on top of that. But I'm gonna try this chicken interaction again. That was really nice. Where are we at? We got a lot of cut. Where's our compliment and our contrast? So the sweetness of this beer like really comes out and complements well with the sweetness of the chicken, and then it plays into the richness of the dish. So it has this like sweet, creamy, rich kind of complement. The pear, like ester, just sort of like seamlessly like just folds into like, I think complementing probably like the vegetal and the spinach and the earthy notes. Like it just has this kind of like, like contrast, right? You're offering another layer onto the flavors of the dish, adding like that fruitiness that this dish doesn't really quite have. But for me, it's the malt and then like the cutting carbonation that really like, probably the herbal too. It's a little bit of that kind of spicy clove and kind of like light band-aidy kind of phenol that really offers another layer of like herbal quality. And for some reason that phenol note's really nice. It like contrasts with the richness and the sweetness of the chicken and the cream, like it's sweet and creamy. And then you have something here with the slightly hot, like hoppy in the sense it's like, yeah, there's a little bit of this kind of like herbaceous note, because it does certainly have a kind of lingering kind of spicy, bitter. So I think it's Cascade. So I don't really get like the traditional kind of like grapefruit notes, but it got, maybe a little bit of like forest, verdant, piney kind of bitterness that really complements, like offering like almost a imagination of like rosemary on this dish. And then the phenol note is quite nice. Like there's this like a little bit of cloviness that plays wonderfully into it. So that's a really nice pairing. And then the sweetness really comes out. There's this little bit of like kind of like light sugared cracker that sort of like really explodes when you play onto this dish. So really fun pairing. I'm gonna post it on Instagram, sort of like write some essays. But this was good, but wow, I guess like they tell you that Saison pairs with everything. This is absolutely a fantastic pairing. And gonna have to verbalize that on essay. So we're gonna try to do that off camera. Until next time, guys, cheers. Thank you so much. Hope to bring you some more. Hope to bring you some beer and food pairing, and also beer and food cooking. Maybe that's coming. Cheers, guys.